So slick, I'm gonna break this down real quick, yo. Just basically go over how to draw zones, draw your support, draw your resistance, and I'm gonna show you how to identify a trend. That way you know the market trend or whatever it is you're looking at. So I got AUD on here, and I'm gonna use the daily. So typically you want to draw your zones on the daily, on your 4 hour, on your hour, and on your 15 minute. 15 minute for when you're going in to actually do a trade. But once I show you how to draw the resistance, your support, your resistance, and identify the trend, you pretty much do that on all on you could do that on any time frame or whatever. So your resistance, we basically going off of price action, and price action pretty much is the action in which everything is moving, right? So that's pretty much what's happening here. So price action is important because what it'll do is you don't need the indicators. So it'll tell you where good entry points at. You know what I mean? So for instance, up top here, this right here would be a resistance right here, right? So typically when you draw your resistance zones, you want to start your resistance zones. Where's that? So go into your geometric shapes, go into your rectangle, and you want to start it from the wick to the body of the candle, right? So you will start it right here, take it down, take it over, and that'll be your resistance. So basically price rejected right there. So you had it was going up, it wicked out all the way here, and then all your sell pressure came here, right? So anytime you have a bigger candle going down, whether or not it's going up or going down, retracements, you know that you have an engulfing candle. And in this case, it'll be an engulfing bearish candle. So you see all the all the selling pressure going down. You see the body going down. So pretty much the bears took over. So you got all your bearish movement right here. So price pretty much retraced right there. And it started heading down, right? And then here you can actually see the head and shoulders, and then you can see the sell-off. And it's pretty much going in a downtrend now. So again, I'm gonna go back up to the zone. So you got your resistance zone right here, and you got your support zone could be right here, right? Or right here, because you got structure right there too. So you could draw your go back to the rectangle. So this could be a zone right here. So remember, body of the or the wick to the body of the candle, drag it over, and then this right here will be support as well at the bottom. So I mean typically do like 3 supports. Typically do a top, do a middle here, and do a bottom. That's what I typically do. But so you come here, and remember you're going from the wick of the candle to the body of the candle, and then you got your supports there. So basically, like if you were going into a trade right here, you were going into a trade right here, and you see that engulfing candle. For instance, what my brother do here, hop in on the first engulfing candle sometimes, you know what I mean, and hop in right here. So in that case, if you saw this and you saw, all right, bam, that joint is turning bearish, and you see that engulfing right there, they teach you to hop in on a confirmation candle. So the confirmation candle typically is the second candle. Not typically is the second candle. That's the confirmation candle. But like I say, you can hop in up here sometimes if you feeling a little, if you more aggressive with it, and you get more pips. So let's say if you were to hop in here, basically, let's go here, and we're gonna short this because we're gonna be in a sell right here, right? So you basically hopping in on the engulfing. Now, it's basically what we was talking about earlier. You want your risk. So we taking taking this all the way down here to the new support. And you want, let's see, and see, that's basically like going back to why we drawing our resistance and our supports. So the resistance is going to serve as risk management as well. So your stop loss should be about right there. And the reason why your stop loss is going to be right there, you're going to give yourself a couple pips just in case it breaks this and goes up a little bit. It don't stop you out, right? So you basically give it a little bit of room from your zone, right? So that's how your trade would look. That's how this trade would look. You pretty much would get it here and ride it down to about right here. You know what I mean? So you got your resistance, you got your support, and that's pretty much how you draw your zones, because you got a little bit of structure right here, right? And again, this is your resistance because price stopped right there. Price stopped right there and retraced and came down. So we got that engulfing bearish candle, and now it's coming down. So like I said, in that trade, that pretty much would be a trade. That pretty much would be a trade. You would have your stop loss set about right there, right above your resistance zone, and your take profit would be right about here. And you see it's like right on this support right here, right? So in terms of identifying a trend basically is, if you were identified like this right here, bam, it retraced, and now we're going into a downtrend, right? So the reason why I know it's a downtrend is because you got lower highs. So you got this right here, and then you got this right here, right? So now we going into a downtrend. So we got 1, 2. Normally the third lower high would be the confirmation that you in a downtrend. But what happened was you had this one here, then you got this lower high, and then it started building a structure. So it went down, it started building a structure, it came up, you developed this head and shoulders, right? So you got the shoulder here, the head here, the other shoulder, and then you dropped, right? So down, this is definitely a downtrend because you got 1, 2, 3. This pretty much confirming it. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4. You got mad lower highs. You know what I mean? And lower lows coming down this way. So that's how you know you're in a downtrend. And this is on the daily. So you know AUD is pretty much on a downtrend. It's building a little bit of structure here on top of the support level, right? And on the other way, you know it was in an uptrend on this area because, again, you got higher highs and you got higher lows. So, again, you got, let's see. So if we break this down, you got this bullish engulfing candle. So, bam, that joint, you got the bullish engulfing candle, and then you see it's on a steady rise. You know what I mean? So you got higher highs, bam, 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 all the way up. And you got higher lows, bam, 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 all the way up. So that's how you identify the trend. So now you know this is in an uptrend. You know what I mean? And the same thing here. This is your support right here. If you draw this out, rectangle. So this is your support right here on this side. Bam, draw it all the way over. And remember I said from the wick to the bottom of the candle, or to the body of the candle. And over here, that's your support. And like I said, it made that move. And again, we just going off of price action. Price action, again, is the action of the candles, the action of price movement, right? And what it's doing is it's letting us know where to get in, where to get out, how to manage our risk. Because again, bam, you got this support level. You got this resistance level. We know that we're going to manage our risk. At least for me, I put my stop loss right here at 0.80271. So I put that right there, a little bit above my zone. because you've had, and it's gonna be times where you're in a sell, but it'll go up before it actually eventually makes that move going down. So you try to give yourself a little bit of room up here so you don't get stopped out, right? So that's the reason why I gave that little bit of room up here above your resistance zone or whatever, right? And that's the move right there. So that's your move in the sell, and that's your stop, right? So hopefully this helps a little bit. You know what I mean? And matter of fact, I'm gonna go to a chart that I marked up, that I already had marked. I go to the daily. Oh, that joint, I had it marked up. But again, you would draw your zone, top of the wick, body of the candle, come down, bam. You got support here, basically. So you got support right there. Do the same thing. And you got support all there for real. So you got support right there. Bam. And you see this Ethereum on a daily. You see that W. And we're currently in an uptrend, right? So that's what we was kind of talking about earlier today. You don't really want to be in too many sells on this, you know what I mean? Because you in an uptrend. It done made the retracement right here. So you got the engulfing bullish candle, and it's going up right now. You know what I mean? From here, price was rejected up at 43.84, and then you have the engulfing bearish candle coming down, and then you see it went down, and now price came down, built support right here, built some structural, built support right here, bounced off of it, hit it once, hit it twice, and then it bounced up. So currently, Ethereum or the crypto market, is really in a bullish and going in a bullish direction. So only time you really want to get your sells is if you see a retracement happening and you see price reverse. You know what I mean? And again, you would go on your 15-minute to hop in on a trade. You do that from the at least we do it from the 15-minute. So hopefully this helps.